Welcome to the deep dive. Today we've got something really quite different. We're digging into an audio clip, just an excerpt from a personal conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And our mission really is to pull out the key details from this firsthand story and try to understand how a particular financial problem unfolded.
Right. From someone actually involved.
Exactly. So it kicks off with something we can all kind of relate to, can't we? The speaker, they start by talking about losing phone data.
Oh, yeah.
Broken screen, had to do a factory reset, lost all their numbers, that tech headache we've all had.
Definitely. But what's interesting is how fast that ordinary problem, just disappears.
Yeah.
It sort of grounds things in the everyday, but then whoosh, it shifts, and suddenly you realize there's something much, much more serious going on underneath. It really sets the stage.
Okay, right. Let's get into that. The main problem, it becomes clear pretty quickly. It's about someone named Ghazala Din.
Yes.
Our source says, quite plainly, she stopped giving me commit. She stopped giving me the monthlies.
Right. Commit and monthlies.
And just so you understand, in this context, commit seems to mean like a regular fixed payment they'd agreed on. And monthlies, well, that's pretty self-explanatory. Regular monthly payments.
Exactly. Agreed upon sums.
And this wasn't like a slip up for a week or two. We're told this non-payment had been happening for 9 weeks.
9 weeks. That's significant, isn't it? It's not just forgetting.
No.
That length of time, 9 weeks, it's a real red flag in any kind of financial arrangement. It shows this slow breakdown of trust. It's almost like that, the frog in boiling water idea. It happens bit by bit. Maybe it doesn't seem huge at first, but after 9 weeks, well, that's a crisis.
Definitely. And these terms commit monthlies, even if they sound informal, they clearly represented real obligations broken for that long.
Yeah.
That causes serious problems.
Huge problems.
So the inevitable question, what excuse did Ghazala Din give for not paying for 9 weeks?
Yeah. What was the story?
Well, the source quotes her. The account's been frozen. And the way it's mentioned in the audio, there's this tone like, what a surprise. You can almost hear the eye roll.
Huh, yeah. The account's frozen. How often do you think people hear that one when money's owed?
Probably quite a bit.
It's such a standard deflection, isn't it? It sounds official, maybe a bit complicated, hard to check right away.
Right.
So it buys time.
Right.
It puts the burden back on the person waiting for the money. It's like the grown-up version of the dog ate my homework.
That's a good way to put it. And what's really striking here is that our source apparently saw this coming.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they actually quote themselves from an earlier time saying something like, I did say, it's going to get to the point where she's going to start doing it to you as well. Like, they predicted this pattern.
Wow. Foresight.
Yeah.
That adds another layer, doesn't it? Because it suggests this wasn't maybe completely out of the blue for the person owed the money.
Seems like it.
And it gets even more complex because the source also mentions that Ghazala Din herself seemed worried because obviously she's got 2 committees left.
Right. Committee payments presumably owed to her by others in some arrangement.
Exactly. And that perceived worry, you have to be careful with that. Is it genuine concern? Or is it, a bit of a performance?
How do you mean?
Well, appearing worried, especially if she still owed money herself, it can make her seem more sympathetic, maybe get her more patience from the person she owes. It can be strategic, another way to sort of delay things.
Okay. That makes sense. It complicates the picture.
Definitely. It stops it being just a simple case of someone not paying. There's psychology involved.
So bringing it all together then, what this deep dive really gives us through this personal testimony is a detailed look at how an alleged, scam operates. You have someone failing on specific regular payments, the commit, the monthlies, for a long time, 9 weeks. They use a common, hard-to-verify excuse, the frozen account.
Classic moves.
And it happens even though someone else had apparently warned this exact behavior might start. It's quite the sequence of events.
It really lays out the anatomy of the situation.
So as we finish up here, just think about that for a second. How quickly that trust, even in these informal deals like commit and monthlies, can just evaporate when promises are broken week after week.
It's a tough lesson.
It really is. A reminder maybe to notice those early signs.
Yeah, and maybe the question to leave you with is this. If we look at this specific story, what does it teach us about the bigger patterns? The kinds of communication, the types of excuses that pop up when financial agreements start to break down. And maybe more importantly, how can we get better at spotting those signs, those subtle signals earlier on to, protect ourselves?